Hang on. Welcome into the Treehouse. Time to leave your worries outside and join me, Dan O'Malley, Trey Trenholm, and Raj Sharma. This is episode 56. If you did not catch Treehouse Plus show number 1, hit pause right now on this episode. Go to patreon.com/treehouseonair. Go throw $5 at us. Listen to that show first. And then you come back into episode 56 and it'll all make a lot more sense.
Because you're going to look at artwork that's not going to make sense to you.
So before we jump back on top of Rambo Bright, I need to mention our friends at the Dallas Comedy Club, who, along with anyone else who does comedy in the Metroplex and has heard or listened to this show or listened to the Treehouse Plus number 1 show, are going to say, how do I follow that? Well, you just push through like we're about to do. Dallas Comedy Club, our friends at the Dallas Comedy Club. This segment is brought to you by the Dallas Comedy Club. This weekend at the Dallas Comedy Club in Deep Ellum in Dallas, it is Nick Griffin. Nick Griffin, Friday and Saturday, October 13th and 14th. For ticket info, go to dallas-comedyclub.com. That's dallas-comedyclub.com to go see Nick Griffin this weekend.
Yeah, he's really good.
The Dallas Comedy Club. Funny happens here.
Yeah, he's really, really good. So go check him out. He's fantastic.
You know how the Sci-Fi Channel has built itself with their just crazy tongue-in-cheek slapstick type films, whether it's Lava Tarantula, Sharknado.
Yeah.
There's a market for just outlandish, absurd films.
Yes.
If we were to start our very own company,
yes,
we already have 2 projects worth throwing money at.
Yeah.
And that is Texas Roadhouse, starring Don Swayze.
Yeah.
And now Rambo Bright, starring Sylvester Stallone's brother, Frank.
Kirk Cameron and Stephen Baldwin.
and then Stephen Baldwin and Kirk Cameron teaming up for a Rainbow Bright vehicle. And I would just do that movie just so I can see the behind the scenes making of, to watch the 2 of them fight it out to see who plays Rainbow Bright and who plays the unicorn.
I thought the fight would be of who loves Jesus more. Like, I thought that would be
that'll just
fight.
be the running theme. Yeah.
Well, they'll have a fight, and then Willie Ames will drop down from the sky as Bible Man.
We have a team up.
Can you look up
the Bible Avengers?
Can you look and see if Willie Ames has a brother? No name Ames? Do we have him? I'd like to see that.
God. I'm not sure if I can handle that.
That's what the if Stallone did it right, the Expendables 5 should just be everybody's brother. I'd love to see Lars Lundgren or whatever, Dolph Lundgren's brother. I would like to see everybody's brother. Nobody famous in that movie.
Brian Statham.
He's legitimately a transporter. He just he works for Amazon.
He's an Uber driver. Oh man, I love Hollywood.
5 stars. You got it, buddy.
I bet Alec Baldwin hates his brothers.
I think he only he gets along with William Baldwin, right? The one who was
he probably
because they look similar, so I think that's why they kind of look like each other, so they can stare at each other and just bromance the shit out of themselves, like you know what I mean?
They just get lost in each other's blue eyes.
He hates Steven. I mean, he's got to.
I think everybody hates Steven.
Like the only job Alec will offer Steven is like the armorer on his next movie.
I tell you, that was wow. Yeah.
Man,
Wow.
you couldn't have said that in like 30 minutes, huh? The sad thing is if he actually did make Steven the armorer on his next movie in charge of the firearms, I think the only thing Steven's gonna do is just splash it with some holy water and say a prayer. I don't think that's the type of regulations they're gonna be forced to do from here on out.
Oh, good one, Trey. Nicely done, man. Seriously, fantastic punchline. Really morbid. Every movie now has to start with "No Baldwin was hurt by the making of this movie."
Everyone else,
I don't know, but no Baldwins were hurt. Oh wow!
He should make William do it just for Backdraft 2.
Oh, that needed a sequel.
It's
wait a
it
minute.
is
I'm not even sure if I knew there was a Backdraft too.
it was I think it was a Netflix movie, and it came out probably 2019, and
No,
it is one of the worst movies ever.
I am surprised by that, because you would think if Hollywood was going to do a sequel to Backdraft, they would have done it within a couple of years of the first one. And that first one came out, what was that, early 90s, like 93, 94,
Yeah.
somewhere in there?
93, yeah.
And
I love that movie. I love that movie. Oh, man.
The only thing more pathetic than Billy Baldwin in that movie is Donald Sutherland's appearance.
Yeah.
You mean the fact that he was in it, or the way that he physically looked?
Both.
That's right. He was like a you know what I think they were going for? Because Backdraft came out after Silence of the Lambs, right? So I think what they were doing is, because Donald Sutherland's character in Backdraft is like this crazy arsonist guy, right? That they have to go through to consult about the current arson happening. So Donald Sutherland was the Hannibal Lecter of the Backdraft film.
Yes. Yeah, this is it is 2019. And first of all, we do not speak ill of any Sutherland. They're wonderful people. He's the voice of Orange Juice. I don't know, Simply Orange. If you like orange juice, he's the voice.
Well, it's actually really fitting because his son's the spokesperson for vodka.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, actually, everybody in Hollywood has a getting drunk with Kiefer Sutherland story. And
it's sort of like a move to LA rite of passage.
It really kind of
to get drunk with Kiefer Sutherland, and then you're accepted.
It's more fun than you've ever had. Like he'll do the Jack Bauer stuff. Like you can just ask him to like roundhouse kick in the air, and he'll just do it. It's so great. Like,
is that what happened on your time with Kiefer?
So all the Dallas comics, we met at this bar called the Starlight Lounge in Studio City. And it was me, Justin Foster, Tone Bell, and Tone and I, religious 24 fans. Like watched it. Like we turned our phones off during 24. We used to meet up afterwards and have wings and discuss the show. Tones was like, I'm going home. I was like, just stay for another 20 minutes. And he's like, nope. And he lived like walking distance. He's like, buddy, I'm just going to go home. I've had enough. I'm headed out. And so I was like, let me at least walk you out. Walk him out. Come back inside. And I'm sitting with everybody, and I just see this guy walk in, and nobody pays any attention. I looked at Justin Foster, and I was like, really? You guys are just going to sit here like Kiefer Sutherland just didn't walk in this bar? Really? And so he's at the end of the bar, and I go, hey, I'm going to my Hollywood moment. I was like, the bartender's name was Nena. I go, Nena, can you give him a shot on me? And she's like it was like foolish. She's like, Kiefer? Like he's just going to buy his own, but okay. He's got enough money to buy everybody's. And so I sent him a shot, and I did that thing. So I'm at the end of the bar, and he looks over because she tells him, looks over, and I just kind of nod my head like, that's for me, buddy. And then I just started a conversation. I wasn't talking to anybody. I just moved my head and was like, yeah, anyway. So as I was saying, and then like Jack Bauer, I look over, he's no longer there. I turn, and he is behind me. I was just like, how did you, that was amazing. And he goes, man, I can't take that. You didn't have to do that. I was like, no, man, it's my pleasure. I appreciate it. We have a mutual friend, and so I mentioned it. And you could tell he was testing me. He's like, so where is so-and-so? And I was like, I think he's on one of his public speaking tours, and he's in San Antonio. It's like, yes, he is. And he goes, I'll do this shot if I can buy you one. And I was like, it has begun. I was like, all right.
And then the
So-
clock starts ticking.
Yeah.
Yeah. The following takes place between 11 p.m. and 12 a.m.
in Studio City.
Yeah, and then he was on that at that time. He was doing the campaign for Don Julio, which he did not drink, but we did start with Jameson, and we ended with Jameson, and there was Jameson in between. We do a shot of Jameson, and so he's with a friend, a lady friend, and they sit down at their table, and I'm like, get them 2 shots of Jameson, and so 2 shots go there, and he's like, well, and then he buys me 2 shots, and I'm like, all right. Still smoking cigarettes at this point. I was like, I'm going to step outside for a cigarette. And he looks at me. I guess he didn't have any on him. And he just kind of points at my pack. And he's like, do you mind if I have one? And I was like, this is why I started smoking.
It's why so many people started smoking, to make friends.
To make friends with Kiefer Sutherland. And then we just went outside.
If you smoke long enough,
Yeah. Kiefer Sutherland will be your friend.
he will eventually show up behind you.
He is the Marlboro Man. And we share a cigarette, and we go back inside, and I get to my stool, and there's another drink lined up, and I go, I didn't order this, and she goes, no, he did, and I go, oh, okay, we'll send. This went back and forth, and finally I've got to leave, and I go, hey, man, and I just did the thing across. He's talking to his lady friend. I go, hey, Keith, it's great meeting you. Had a good time. See you later. And he goes, no. And I go, I'm sorry, what? He goes, we're shutting this bitch down. And I was like, oh, okay. No, I've got to go. He's like, you can't. I just ordered you 2 more shots. And I was like, that's why I have to go. And I did the 2 shots, send another round for him and his friend. And I'm leaving now. I'm walking out. He comes outside, and I've called Uber, right? It's already on its way. And he's like, no, there's still 30 minutes to go. We're not going anywhere. I go, no, I'm out. I'll see you later.
It says 30.
It's counting down. And this is where the Hollywood moment and then the Indian collided. I remember Uber X. I remember it. Uber X. I'm like, that's usually a Prius. And I look at my phone and it says, so-and-so's coming in a black Escalade. And I'm like, no. Did I get so drunk that I thought I was Kiefer Sutherland and can afford the Uber black SUV? And this guy, I'm standing there. He's arguing, like, you got to come inside. I was like, it's already here. So here comes this black Escalade, right? This guy's like, Raj? I'm like, yep, that's me. And I'm like, Hollywood. I'm like, yo, buddy, I got to go. Car's here. Like it was mine. Like my car's here. And I'm sweating because I know how much this is going to cost.
And also because of the Jameson.
Yeah, that was the different. Yeah, that was later. But when the relief, because it's like 3 miles away, 4 miles away, so it's gonna be like $110 in this. And we get in the car, and I just kind of wave, and he waves, and I roll up the window, and I go, "This is Uber X, right?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, man." He goes, "You were the last call of the night. I saw nobody was taking it, so I'm on my way home. You're on my way." And I was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much." He goes, "What would you have done?" And I said this out loud as a grown man. He goes, "What would you have done?" I was like, "I would have waited till I couldn't see Kiefer anymore, and I would have asked you to stop." And I would have walked the rest of the way home because I'm not.
Well, that actually is interesting because you started out the story saying that Kiefer Sutherland is a lot like Jack Bauer in real life, and
Yes.
in the shows, he terrorized brown people, and it turns out
he likes brown people, brown liquor, whatever. He's not a racist bone in that man's body. But he does. Like, if you go, "Hey man, can you do the Jack Bauer post?" He'll just do it, and it's like, this is so fantastic. It's like you can't have any more fun than with that guy.
Were any Christmas trees harmed in this meeting?
What's that reference?
Have y'all never seen the video?
Does he
Google,
F up a Christmas tree?
Google Kiefer Sutherland Christmas tree.
Oh, is that what he was kicking outside that bar in LA that one time?
He full on like tackles one.
Oh yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I was telling you he does. Like, if you just ask, like, you can go, "Hey man, can you tackle that Christmas tree?" Be like, "Sounds good." Like, he'll just do it.
For some reason, and the way I had misremembered that, I had replaced the Christmas tree with Lindsay Lohan for some reason.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com. You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
This segment of the Treehouse is brought to you by our dear friends at Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. Their phone number, 833-COOK-DFW. Give them a call for your free roof inspection. That's 833-COOK-DFW, or the website cookdfw.com for Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. So let's go from one rabbit hole from the lesser-known celebrity siblings, which is really, really hard to say. So I'm relieved that we're moving away from it into something easier for me to pronounce. And now we're going to go down another rabbit hole, perhaps a much more dangerous one, and that is conspiracy theories. So I have not done a whole lot of research on this because I feel like I don't need to, because I feel like this will play to you, Trey, and you, Raj's strengths.
Yes.
One is Trey following news, especially if there's any sort of a political slant to it, and Raj for your love of conspiracies.
First of all, they're just theories. There's no conspiracy behind it. But
Thank you for solidifying my viewpoint.
I just don't want people to think I'm like when the show ends, it's like, and now I'm back into my cave. Where I think John F. Kennedy's alive too. And I'm like, really? I love those. Those are my favorite people. He's alive.
You go
I'm
back
like,
into your cave and roll your big rock with a Q written on it in front.
It's just Zapruder film for background. I'm like, really? Well, those people make me. He's alive. I'm like, the guy whose head got blown off, or the kid who died in a plane crash. Which one is it? They're like,
and
both.
then you crawl into bed with your Roswell sheets.
With my alien that I have frozen.
The alien corpse that you make love to.
His name's Doug.
Man, that turned fast. All right. What I'm getting at is,
because you don't know anything about this, right?
No. I've only seen little glimpses of something on social media, and I've like, you know what? I'm just going to save it and ask the guys because I know they're going to know something about it.
I've always wondered why people hated the emergency broadcasting system. Right? It's that annoying thing.
What happened with the federal EAS alert the other day? Because I don't think I got it here, even though I'm in United States territory on the island of St. Thomas. I don't think I actually got that alert on my phone. So what happened?
Okay.
Trey, let's start with you.
So at 1:18 on, I want to say it was the 5th, they did a national EAS test, which meant everyone's phone, if you have alerts turned on, went off at 1:18. And of course, if the government is doing something that broad, the nutcases come a running.
Yeah.
And
they jump out of their Roswell sheets.
Well, and so
they put Doug back in the freezer, and they roll their Q-Rock front door to the side, and then they run out into the open.
They put their Area 51 hoodie on. And so, of course, now you have to realize that we're still on the coattails of all the COVID conspiracies.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So this played into, this is actually the government's plan all along. And that there were secret nanoparticles in the vaccines. And when they send this alert out, it's going to turn all the people that were vaccinated into zombies.
Are you trying to tell me that there was a national alert about a zombie apocalypse and I didn't get it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
I've been waiting for this day.
Are you prepped? Prepped?
Man, I've had different ideas of things to do for the zombie apocalypse for it. Let me see. When did we start on the Eagle? It was July 2010. Since I think 2008. I think it was circa 2008. I started more for fun. I wasn't taking it super seriously. as far as what to do in the event of a zombie apocalypse. But I had a great plan.
Yes.
And even moving where I did is still ultimately not a bad zombie plan because I'm on an island.
Yeah, but what happened if the alert goes off on the went off on the island, and then everybody on the island that's vaccinated, and it's only the people. So this is the non-vax. They're the heroes of the story.
Mhm.
They're going to save.
Oh.
They're going to save humanity. The people that refuse the vax because they don't have the nanoparticles that the government put in the vaccine specifically for this moment that they all knew was going to happen.
So,
at 118.
so real quick, I want to make sure if I understand this correctly. So the overall theory, I won't call it a conspiracy,
Yes.
but the overall nut jobbery
Yes.
is that the federal government figured out how to do nanotech,
Yes.
and instead of doing something with it,
Yes.
prosperous, they decided to put it in the vaccine. So all the people that were inoculated against COVID now have the nanoparticles, and then it gets turned on by the emergency alert system through your
Yes.
phone.
Yes.
And then the people that have the nanoparticles from the vaccine all turn into zombies, which therefore means that's what, a few hundred million people that are going to turn into non-tax paying zombies.
Are you Q? Are you him?
Focus on the thing that I said. Do you think the federal government is going to turn 300 million people into non-taxpayers?
Well, yeah, because then they can just take all your stuff.
That's exactly right. They can.
Joke's on them. I don't have anything. They've already taken it.
Yeah,
and that is honestly the case of the vast majority of people, vaccinated or not. If you want to go take people's stuff, then start with Elon Musk. Go take some of his stuff. Why are you coming after mine?
Yeah, but you have to understand that it's. You said a few 100 million people. This is a global theory.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a global conspiracy. So it's not just the Americans who were vaccinated that'll become zombies. It's the whole planet.
During COVID, when they had the G12 summit via Zoom, I'm trying to say this all with a straight face. All the governments said they're on board with everybody putting the nanotechnology in to the COVID vaccines and giving it to people. So the people that are like, I'm not getting vaxxed, had some sort of inside information.
They're not the sheep. They weren't drinking the Kool-Aid.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. But yeah, Dan,
that's not fair. And I'll get right back to you, Trey. So their thinking is, I don't drink that Kool-Aid. So they go to the next Kool-Aid stand that has a Q on it, and then they drink that one.
Yes.
Okay, just checking. All right, Trey, what did you have?
Well, this goes, I hadn't heard this one until recently, but this actually goes back to FDR and the New Deal, because actually what FDR, he was trading humans for technology. So he struck a deal with the aliens, and that we would give them humans for testing, labor, everything else, and they would give us technology. Now, somehow, we talk about a stupid plan because we're overpopulated, so clearly we didn't do this correctly.
Yeah.
And really, when the government, if they have the nanoparticles, why can't they give us Iron Man suits and not make us into zombies?
No kidding.
I mean, come on.
So FDR is the New Deal. George H.W. Bush was the New Order. Oh, see how it all ties in to the Illuminati?
Yeah, and the new Star 102.1.
Which is the old Star 102.1, but they just put new in front of it.
That's right. I'm starting to realize now my eyes are being opened
Do you see it?
to the possibilities. Yeah, I can see this now. It totally makes sense. I'm on board. Joke's going to be on you guys when when I don't know what's going to happen, but joke's going to be on you. I got two machetes. I got a hoe. I am,
That's not nice to say about her. That's terrible. That's just mean to say about somebody.
I mean, the garden tool.
But I thought, because when you said that, I'm like, I just see pimped out Dan, just with the hat and like the fur, and it's like, let's kill some zombie bitches.
Yeah, role play in our house is next level.
And you need to have the chickens behind you so you can get in on the whole chicken war thing. Zombie chicken wars.
This here is my posse.
Cluck, cluck, bitches. Let's
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Joke's on you. I sucked the nanoparticles out of my body from the vaccine I got, put it in the chickens, and now they have arms. And they hold weapons.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
This segment of the Treehouse brought to you by Brooks Plumbing. Their phone number, 214-368-3838. That's 214-368-3838 for any and all of your plumbing wants and needs, including emergency services. Give our friends at Brooks Plumbing a call, 214-368-3838 or brooksplumbingtexas.com. Really wish they had a Virgin Islands branch of their plumbing company I could use right now, but such as it is, I'm stuck with what I got. In North Texas, you call Jacqueline at Brooks Plumbing for all your plumbing wants and needs. 214-368-3838, brooksplumbingtexas.com. All right, was there anything left on that federal EAS alert conspiracy bone?
Well, nobody, I mean, not that I know of, officially turned into one. So nobody turned into a zombie that I know.
Oh, yeah,
of.
that's right, because the actual date of the alert was like the 4th or the 5th or something. So if the EAS on people's phones was to turn on the nanoparticles and to turn us into zombies, it would have happened on that day. So now that we're a number of days after that, then it seems like that's not holding.
Yes, there is a low level conspiracy that it has started the mutation process. Depending on how many vaccines you've gotten or boosters is how, like, I guess leveling up is what the kids call it these days, is how much, how fast it's going to work on you. So
what if you're somebody who had just say one vaccine versus someone that continuously got boosters? So let's say they had like 4. If you had 4, does that make you the fast zombie? And if you're the one, are you the slow zombie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
And
ultimately, at the end of the day, no one's turned into a zombie yet that we're aware of, so it doesn't seem like anyone's in any real peril.
Yeah, there were no zombies. Nobody got called up. There were no armed militias all of a sudden appearing, taking things.
Yes. It's business as usual. Nobody rioted.
Yeah.
Nobody stole anybody. I mean, there's still break-ins, but they weren't zombies. They were just thieves. and on a different note, because Trey said it, if anybody listening, also, I would definitely wear an Area 51 hoodie for sure. Like I would definitely sport that. I
would actually like my younger self. I you know what? Even now, I kind of wish I had some Roswell sheets.
I get the area, like the hoodie just says Area 51, and you can make it look like military. What are Roswell sheets?
Well, what's the same? Well, I mean, it's Roswell, the Roswell aliens, Roswell, New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought it was just
like I have like crash spaceships and alien heads.
Yeah. Those are fun sheets, and they glow in the dark. Hello. I think I just figured out something else to sell on our Patreon. And by the way, Raj, your Area 51 hoodie, when it zips all the way up, we'll have it zip all the way up to the front. It'll be an alien face.
Oh, dude, that would be unbelievable. And then, like, can we have like on the sleeve, at the end, the cuff, like it lights up, like for my finger, like the phone home. Like, can we do
like ET?
Yeah.
You want some ET fingers attached to the end of your hoodie sleeves?
Yes. Whoever is listening that makes stuff, please make this.
I think for an added benefit, the person or the entity, the company that should make those is New Fine Arts. And I will be calling them after we finish recording today's episode.
I've never gotten probed by sheets before, but let's see what happens.
Oh no, that's the hoodie. That's the hoodie. The sheets is a whole other ballgame.
Is it ball game or ball gag? What did you say?
Bet there'll be Scotch Guard.
Another fine idea.
Yeah,
I think there are some untapped resources here for us to explore.
Yeah, I think we should go into the we should start a conspiracy theory store that sells the hoodies and then we could have listeners comment on what they would want.
All the apparel of your favorite conspiracy theory. So that it's kind of like us wearing like a Cowboys shirt or a hat.
Yeah.
Someone can wear like the Roswell hat, like, hey, I'm a Roswell believer. Someone else can have like the Zapruder film T-shirt type of thing.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
I feel like this is going to be a whole series on your Only Dan's page.
I just love every time, Trey, that you say Only Dan's, that every Dan listening is like, we really do need our own channel.
Speaking of untapped resources. Just thanks for hanging out with us here in the Treehouse. Like, follow, share, tell a friend, all that good stuff. Subscribe on Patreon. And if you'd like to advertise during the free episodes, the Treehouse is open for business. treehouseonair@gmail.com for all of your business inquiries. For everything else, treehouseonair.com. Social media @TreehouseOnAir. For me, @the Dan O'Malley. For Trey, @TreyTrendholm1. And for Raj, @Comedian Raj. We will see you next time in the Treehouse for the football podcast. That's next up this week in the Treehouse. We'll see you there.
See you.
Yep.